Do you have a framework for how to enter into that conversation to help somebody figure out a new internal opportunity, or a way to help them figure out, let's put you in a position where you're doing something that gives you more energy? Because I feel like that's a huge opportunity for folks, is to, I guess, put people in the position that's going to make them feel like they're successful.
Right. I think, you'll find that in talking to people, sometimes there are people who know exactly what they want to do. They've had a plan, they've sort of mapped this out, and they know exactly how they want to end up. And then there are people who have no clue sometimes what they want to do. And I often say to them, if you don't know what you want to do, try to learn who you are. It's try to learn, like, what are the things that excite you. This was Lori's questions about, like, what adds energy to you, what depletes you of energy. And I asked them, what are the types of things that you work on that not only do you feel energized by them, but you feel truly proud of them, right? Look, in the corporate setting, we often confuse visibility and impact. We look at things that are very visible, and because others attribute value to them, we chase those things. But things that are impactful are primarily because they have intrinsic value to you. In other words, when you're talking to somebody that you truly love, somebody that you truly respect, and they ask you, what are you working on? Do you jump up with excitement and say, let me tell you, I'm working on this thing right now? I'm like, are you proud of that thing? And so for me, one of the things I've learned is to really get people to think about work that they can be proud of, to really think about work that excites them. And once you start to get them to lean into that and to get more in touch with that, it becomes a lot easier for them to figure out what's the thing they should do next. But they don't always think this way, right? Usually what they think about is like promotion, or like, where am I not going to fail? They sort of try to hedge against failure, as opposed to really looking for things that bring intrinsic value to them. And so, you obviously can't just be prescriptive about it, but you start to give them a path to think about the things that they can be proud of. And most of us do tend to understand what that is. And when you can work on things that you're proud of, it becomes a lot easier to figure out what the next play can be.
There's two things I always ask too, Patrick, and one is, what do you want to learn? Because if you always have an appetite for learning, it's never ending. So what's the thing you want to learn that you don't know today? And then the second question I always ask is, what experiences do you want to have? Like, what do you want to experience? Because if you can connect what people want to learn and what experiences they want to have, then you can actually start to craft some of the things that are available to map to that. So I remember thinking early, when I was thinking about career pivots myself, like, do I want to be in a different room to work on different problems, or watch leaders do certain things, or understand how, the decisions are made? That's something that is potentially something you could carve out. I could bring you into a meeting. I can do this. I can expose you in a different way. So those are two questions that I think help people kind of get a little bit more concrete when they're vague. What do you want to learn? What do you want to experience?
That's fantastic.